Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to Kick Rocks Podcast, Two Drink Minimum. This is episode number 5. The Kick Rock crew got together and we talked about our favorite holiday films while we filled our glasses up with some holiday cheer. And apparently, your old pal Bill had a little bit too much holiday cheer for this particular podcast because, as you'll hear later on, I got a couple of directors mixed up there, and the other guys hammered me for it, rightfully so. But anyway, we had a lot of fun, so sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Here it is. Okay, gentlemen, there's only one way to start this. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Another 2-drink minimum. This time we're getting the holiday vibe going. Talking about favorite holiday Christmas movies, whatever you want to say. So let's get things started. Who's feeling frisky? Who wants to start it off?
Sergio. Bill. No. Joe. Joe raised his hand. All
Joe
right.
Mono.
Second appearance.
Second appearance. Yeah, all 5 of us again, twice in a row.
Right. What luck, right?
It's pretty good.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Festivus miracle.
Yeah, I'll just jump right in and say my favorite Christmas movie is Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
There you go, National Lampoon, absolutely.
Great one.
Oh, hilarious.
I actually just watched it the other day.
Really?
Yeah, and it's
You're getting in the mood pretty early.
Yeah, usually I don't watch it till after Thanksgiving, but I was just feeling it, and it just makes me laugh every single time, like throughout the whole thing. So,
It's another one that holds up.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Just some of the lines in there that that just crack me up every time, like his interaction with Eddie.
Yeah.
The
Shitter's full.
of course, that's classic.
I mean, just the. But I can't swim, Clark. Just his
right.
then or.
I know, Eddie.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I know.
surprised to see us, Clark. Eddie, if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now. You need something, Eddie? Some more eggnog? Something to eat? Drive you out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, leave you for dead. Just that kind of. It's great.
Or in Walmart.
But then even.
I was gonna say, like in Walmart, where he offers, like Chevy Chase offers to buy them Christmas presents. He refuses it. He's like, oh, here's a list. Get yourself something.
List. And
you know something really nice.
Clark, get yourself something real nice. But even like some of like the side like lines and stuff where it's just, I'll be outside parking the cars for the season. Like stuff like that. Like I've caught over time as I watch them, or. When Russ was he wants him to check all the lights after the lights don't work the first night. He's like, oh, gee, look at the time. I gotta get my homework done. Gotta feed the hog. And he just feed the hog, and you just catch little almost under their breath kind of lines that make me laugh. And on top of that, just all the rest of it, just nonstop. The squirrel, Tony, you want to share? You want to share?
I came home from my aunt's house on Christmas Day, and we heard something in a cabinet in the kitchen.
No,
and they opened the cabinet, and my mom goes, "Where did we get this gray mug from?" And she reaches in, and a squirrel comes flying out through the house into the Christmas tree, and me and my dad are like broom and dustpan in hand and opening doors and closing doors trying to get this thing out of the house. It jumps onto, we had a hanging lamp in the living room, jumps onto the lamp and it's swinging back into the tree, and we're like, where is it? It's in the tree. So we legit had this National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Wrap it in my coat.
But we went through that, and that's one of my favorites too, so I'll back that up. I couldn't believe that we had that almost exact scenario happen on Christmas.
Great.
It was great. Yeah, it was great.
I love the grease up the sled moment.
It's
just the in-camera effect of it taking off, the explosion, and then and it cuts to the worst green screen ever of it flying around. But it's so good.
That's why I know comedy's always funny when it's shitty looking.
Yeah. It's like,
It's like, so stuffed animal is more funny than a real animal,
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
even like the neighbors, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and I don't even know who the guy was.
Random
but
slick back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd and Margot. Like,
Yeah.
why is the carpet wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. Like even like right from the beginning, like where you're gonna put a tree that big. Bend over and I'll show you. You had a lot of nerve talking to me like that. I wasn't talking to you. There's all of it. It just makes just cracks me up, and then it still has like it's so much about like the Christmas spirit because of how into the holiday that Clark Griswold is. You know,
Yeah.
was
sort
of changes over time and then comes back,
And he
and
comes
it's the
back,
whole
yeah.
you learn from it, your experiences, and what
Right.
really matters. So
Right.
it's lovable.
Yeah.
But you have to admit, like Chevy Chase, like that is like I feel like that's one of his top performances because his character in all of not
Vacation.
all of the vacations, like Vegas Vacation is a little bit,
Right.
But like his,
How dare you, on behalf of Wayne Newton.
But Chevy Chase, like, oh man, is he like, oh god, he really like his and his like his way of acting, delivering lines, his mannerisms, like everything in that movie is just
Yeah.
phenomenal.
When he
It's
goes nuts at
phenomenal.
times, it's just-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the whole
rant, the rants.
Yeah, the rant, and even the moment when he first lights the tree and like
Yeah.
so it's like and smash the two
then
like
he
chords
kicks, like,
together.
the,
Kicks the
you know.
little Santa.
Yeah.
And it's like
That
all
rant
pissed
makes
off.
me laugh. every
Oh
time.
yeah.
Hallelujah!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Where's the
Where's the Tylenol?
Does anyone remember? It's early on when he's shaking everyone's hand. It's Merry Christmas, Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass.
Happy
And
Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah. And then before he loses his stuff, man, he just
Yeah.
still like right
That was
there.
just because he was it was the corporate like
Absolutely.
the corporate
Yeah.
suits that he was
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Or
Oh, that's a Murray. who plays
Brian
his boss.
Doyle Murray.
Yeah, and then his exchange when he's shopping at Macy's downtown, not Macy's.
Oh, God.
I told you Marshall Fields. Marshall Fields
I say
outside. Yeah. It is a bit nippy outside. Like that whole exchange, like that scene is just cracks me up
Boy,
every
it's
single
hot in
time.
here. Well, you have your
Yeah.
coat on. But gee, how did that happen?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
because he gets so flustered by the hot chick,
Yep.
and then it
The
all comes
Jewish,
to a head
yeah.
when you know Rusty comes over. Can't even see the line, can you, Russ? Like,
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah, it's
That's
just
definitely great.
or the older like family members, like the parents, and
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
Aunt
yeah.
Bethany
Yeah.
doing the Pledge of Allegiance for Grace. Grace died 30 years ago. Like,
I feel like that, like Hollywood has tried to make that movie a bunch of times since, you know, like try and get like comedic actors to play like a screwy family comedy set to Christmas, like in their house kind of thing. But I feel like they don't just really capture like the like ugliness of that movie, you know,
Yeah.
or like the like hidden anger that's in that movie.
Yeah, and then
Right.
the really
Well, that's
like
what's part of it.
honest-
What makes you relate? Sorry to cut you off.
yeah.
Where it's like where you can relate to. This brings me back to what we mentioned on another podcast, where it's like, man, not everyone's family is perfect. Everyone's got the screwed up aunt or uncle or
Right.
things that get weird. Or it's like, wait, what do you mean? Cousin Bob's coming. Like you guys said he wasn't coming. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
like everybody has that moment or that person in their family, and it's like it's normal, you know.
Yeah.
And it kind of grounds it for you. It's not always pretty, like you said. There's this ugly side of it, but it's funny as hell,
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, when the dad finally admits, like, you know, no, it wasn't always perfect. He's like, I had,
Right.
had a lot of help from my friend Jack Daniels. you
yeah,
know?
he asks him at that
It's
one point, like,
fantastic.
how did you always have such a perfect Christmas?
Wasn't always perfect, yeah.
It was never perfect, you know.
Yeah. And
And
that's
it's like it's when he learns, like, okay, wait, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good.
It's
you
that,
know?
it's that coming of age element that
It's
we talked
another-
about in that last podcast that we.
yeah, a little bit.
As an adult, you still have your coming of age moments.
And it's like
Yeah.
movies that ape that movies like try and capture that, but like they don't have the balls to like have a cat chewing on an electrical cord.
getting completely juiced. And,
God.
great one, Joe.
Yeah,
that was
great,
awesome.
great one. Yeah,
a good
definitely.
excellent.
All right.
Tony.
I couldn't decide on anything, and I went with one that hits home too. That we always watched in my house growing up. It's a Wonderful Life. I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah.
So, just classic Christmas movie. Watch it every holiday season. You can't go wrong with most anything that Jimmy Stewart was in.
It's a lot of people's pick, right? You got, I mean, it's up there.
Like
When you talk about greatest Christmas holiday movies of all time, yeah.
kind of a cop out, but at the same time, it's like it's still a great movie. It's still one that I watch. My father and I were watching it maybe a month ago just to watch it because it wasn't the holiday season, but it was like, hey, we haven't watched that in a while. Let's start watching that. And it's great. Like
it's maybe Jimmy Stewart at his very best.
it probably is.
He's had a lot of great roles, but that's one of his.
It probably is
very best. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know. We watch it every year, and it's a good one. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Every character, it's another one of those ones where it's the coming of age as an adult, where you realize like, okay, this, that, and the other, it could always be worse. What would it be like if this, that, and
Right.
and I don't know. He learns a lot from it, and it's magical too. And you've got your angels, and you got this, that, but yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorites.
It's actually on in Christmas Vacation.
That's true.
Yeah, they're watching it on TV. No, that is one of those.
That's great.
That is definitely one of those movies.
Every year,
Multiple times every year. I feel like they don't air it
Not as much anymore.
like they used to.
No, we're growing up.
Robin makes Batman watch it in the Joker's Christmas. Batman the animated series Christmas with the Joker.
No, that's actually. I'll admit, Tony, I'm kind of bummed that you said that because that was my answer.
Oh, good. Then chime in and help me out here.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chime in with all the points that I wanted to make about that
Piggyback.
movie because like it was just. And don't worry, I've got an alt that I'm gonna jump on since we're gonna talk about this now. But like,
good.
it's so many things about that movie I thought were phenomenal. Like the acting, like you said, it's great. But then you have all these like interesting little Easter eggs that happen about during the production and stuff like that. Like, how many people know that the original Alfalfa actor from The Little Rascals is actually in It's a Wonderful Life. He plays the character at the dance who offers the key to open up the opening, like the floor.
He's like the bad kid. He's the Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, so he's like this, like it's like a random character that as soon as you see him in the scene, you're like, holy crap, that's Alfalfa from the Little Rascals, like the early 1940s, late 30s, like Little Rascals. Like that's a weird little nugget that I love seeing. Another thing that I remember reading, you look like you want to say something. What were you going to say?
Little nuggets that I had figured out over the years was that the woman who plays his mother, who I can't remember her name right now, played his mother 2 or 3 other times in different movies.
Really?
So it's kind of cool.
Oh,
where
that
it's
is
like,
awesome. I've never heard
you've
that.
done this before, so that's probably why the relationship between them was done so well and came across so
genuine.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you guys have had this before,
That's
you know what I
great.
mean, which is pretty cool.
That's
You know
great.
what I mean? That and that
My baby.
one that always one that always stands out is that it absolutely, as much as people, I'm avoiding saying iconic, as big of a deal as this film is now, is that it absolutely bombed.
It bombed. That was
At
one
the
of the
box
points I wanted
office.
to make.
Really?
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did not know
no,
that.
the year that it came out, critics,
Is it Capra?
Capella, Francis Capella, right?
Frank Capra.
Frank-
yeah.
Frank
Capra.
Capra.
Oh,
Frank
same
Capra.
guy. He also
You think you're
directed.
Francis Ford Coppola?
yeah.
It's Frank Capra.
Yeah, Frank Capra. Yeah, it was one of his movies, and it bombed in the theaters. The
Bombed.
critics hated it, but it was just one of those movies that it's just such a genuine story about like appreciating no matter what's going on in your life, still taking a moment to say. You got to appreciate all the little things you have. You got to appreciate your family, your friends. You know, no matter how bad things can be, you still have to, take a moment to say, hey, like you got to appreciate things because it is a wonderful life at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like that's the beauty about this story.
Get personal real quick and just
Go for it.
It's like, listeners, sorry, but you guys know issues with the house. We're working on things. Me and my wife Jessica are going through this, and she brought up something the other day that sort of goes along with this, where she's like, you know what, me and you are so lucky with each other. We're so happy with each other. Whatever happens with the house, whatever happens with this and our careers is fine. We'll figure it out because we have each other. And it's one of those things where it's like you appreciate what you have and not, I wish it was like this. I wish it was like this. I want more. I want more. I want more. I want more.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I have an affection towards this because it's like it hits on a personal level.
No, I agree 100%.
Somewhere in your
And-
house, did Jess paint a picture of you that says Tony lassos the moon? Because that's adorable, and that needs to happen.
That's great.
I would for her. I would.
That's great. I know you would.
No, but you're right with all of that, because like every time I watch that movie, it's the climax of the movie. It's that main, like, we're getting over the second act and we're hitting that third act where George Bailey he just got done finding out that his wife was an old maid at the library, and he's just like, wait a second, this can't happen, and he runs away. He punches his best friend, Bert the cop. Oh, and there's also Bert and Ernie. Ernie's the taxi driver. Like,
that's
the fact
good.
of that Bert and Ernie relationship. Like, he punches Bert the cop, runs down the street, goes to the bridge that he was gonna commit suicide on, and it's like that one moment where he just drops down to his knees. He clasps his hands together. He looks over the bridge, and then he just like starts begging. Like, he just starts begging to God. He's like, "Please, God, bring him back. I want my life back. I want it all back. I don't care what happens to me. Just bring me back."
Mouse bleeding, Bert.
Yeah, yeah. And it's that moment. Like, literally every time I watch it, I tear up, because it's just like it was that climax, that moment where he's just like, he realized, who cares about whatever bad things are going to happen to me? My kids, my wife, my family, my friends, that's what's important. And that's where it's like, that's the part of the movie where it's like, fuck, this is such a great movie. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then your point, like,
Wealth
the cops
doesn't always translate to money.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then he's, next thing you know, Zuzu's pedals are in my pocket, and he's running down the street and he's saying "Merry Christmas, the old theater," and blah blah blah, and it's just
Wonderful
like, it's
old
one of the
building alone.
yeah, exactly. He's pounding on the.
What? But before that, I just one of my favorite quotable moments. Mary, don't you remember me, Mary?
Harry, don't you remember me?
It's me, George. Oh,
Yeah,
so
no,
good.
it's a phenomenal film.
Same director from Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Yeah,
So they've worked together a couple
so
times.
they've worked together before. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I think you can tell that they had that sort of relationship. But yeah,
Yep. Oh, one of those little tidbits, those Easter eggs that I was saying, I've always enjoyed, and I hope it's true. It's one of those things you find online,
Yeah.
where it's like the scene where after the house party that his mom's throwing, he's out on the porch with his uncle. He sends the uncle off where he's drunk, and you hear the story goes that after that scene, the uncle walks off to the right, and you hear this loud crash clank of garbage cans. Well, the story goes that there was actually someone on set next to the sound recorder who bumped into like some like set stuff, and it like caused a big crash. And that actor who plays the uncle, I'm not sure, he just yells out, "I'm all right, I'm all right."
That's
and that was
awesome.
literally, yeah, and like supposedly that was all improv. Like that
that's
wasn't
fantastic.
part of the scene. It was just one of those things that they're on
Crash, bang,
set.
boom.
Somebody dropped. I want to say it was like somebody dropped
Literally
like
a happy accident.
yeah, like somebody dropped like the film canisters and just like they just hit the ground and made this crash, and that actor who played the uncle just yells, "I'm all right, I'm all right."
Uncle Billy.
That's fun.
And you just see-
Uncle Billy on the spot.
And you see this genuine smirk from George Bailey, and it's just like,
That's fun.
wow,
That's cool.
I really do believe that's like that really happened, and that's just not some sort of made up story.
That's funny. Like that's how I'm walking here too.
Really, really.
It had him like at the.
Oh, and Back to the Future, right?
No.
Which-
No,
Midnight Cowboy?
Midnight.
Oh,
Urban
good,
Cowboy.
good.
Is it Urban
Midnight.
Cowboy or Midnight Cowboy?
So then,
Oh, no.
The car got too close to him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm walking here." I'm walking."
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman.
That was
Walking.
improv. Yeah.
oh, that's great.
Which?
I want to say it's Midnight. John Voight.
John
and,
Voight, yeah, he played Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's Midnight Cowboy.
Because hold on, you said that, and I didn't. I seen
John
Midnight
Voight and
Cowboy.
Dustin Hoffman.
I did
Yeah,
not
because they
realize.
actually walked across a busy street. They didn't
Yeah.
block it off when they were filming, and yeah, Hoffman, yeah. I'm walking here, I'm walking. That's
So hold on, and I know I'm jumping off big time right now, but isn't there a scene in Back to the Future 2 where like future son Marty McFly is
Yeah.
walking
I
the
never
street,
thought of that.
and he goes, "I'm walking here."
Maybe
I'm walking
they.
Yeah, he's
Maybe that's a
spoofing it.
direct spoof.
Yeah,
I
totally
bet that
spoof
is.
that.
I bet that is.
Well,
That would
Harold
make sense.
Ramis's first gig on he was a PA on Midnight Cowboy.
Really?
No, I just made that up. But sounded pretty goddamn accurate.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
So it's a Wonderful Life.
So,
Yeah.
real quick, I just read this little nugget here about how it became this, to borrow a phrase from Tony, iconic film.
Sure.
Like Sergio said, like you guys said, it flopped at the box office, but what made it as popular as it
There's
is
something
now.
corporate about. Sorry, keep
It was a
going.
clerical error at NTA's copyright office, and the copyright wasn't renewed when it expired in 1974, and it became public domain. But once it became public domain, anyone who could obtain a print could broadcast it without paying royalties. So local TV stations would air it 10, 15, 20 times.
So they still so the original people who created this still didn't make money off of it, but it was getting
that lasted
published.
until the 90s, and
Who bought it up?
NTA's successor, Republic Pictures, reacquired the rights to the
Oh,
film.
okay. So there's some
Wow.
money off of it.
So they own, because they owned the source material and the film score, which were still copyrighted.
There you go.
Interesting.
And now NBC is said to be broadcasting the film. They have exclusive rights to it every holiday season. Now, what NBC affiliated network do they air it on anymore? Who knows? You know.
Right.
Real quick
That's
before
fine.
before you jump on and we get done with It's a Wonderful Life. The last time my father and I did watch it, and it's a classic. It's black and white. We watched it in color.
Oh.
No, dude, just do yourself a favor. Watch the first half hour. It's insane. Just seeing while they're in the store, there's like some juggling pins and some other things in the window, and you see all these details you never would have noticed. When Violet crosses the street in her dress, it's like, holy shit! There's so many different little things where you're like, I never noticed that. I never saw
So,
that because
Even though it was in black and white, they took the time for costuming and stuff to really make
They-
it pop
they-
on set.
Yeah, oh for sure. It's
wild.
it's crazy. Do yourself a favor and watch it one time in color. I probably won't watch it in color again. I had the experience. I would probably enjoy watching it in black and white again. But the last time I watched it, we watched it in color, and it was just like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah.
There's all these little details and things you didn't notice before that are like, wow, that's really cool that they took the time to do that. Yeah, like you said, they took the time to have all these amazing costumes, and you know it's not picking up on screen,
Right.
but they did that, and you know that's got to be for the actors. That's got to be for
Yeah.
you know
Huh.
to put them in the scene. So yeah,
Hot dog.
pretty cool. Hot dog. I wish I had $1 million.
Hot dog.
So cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch
All
it
right.
tomorrow.
So, Serge, what's your alternate then?
Well, I mean that was my main one. I'm going to make one quick little note about that. I do watch that every year, and I have to watch it every year because of the fact that it's one of those nostalgic moments. And I guess I'm just big on nostalgia and things that make me feel good from the past, but I have to watch that every year. I guess the next one that I would there's 3 movies that I do watch every Christmas that are like I have to watch it.
Okay.
It's a Wonderful Life, obviously. Christmas Vacation. Thank you, Joe, for bringing that one up. And then the third one, Christmas Story. So if I have to pick an alternate right now, I'm absolutely hands down gonna pick Christmas Story.
Real quick, I want to chime in and say I was going to pick Christmas Story, and I'm upset that Sergio did. So I'm going to be fielding some questions and making some statements while he does.
All right. Well, I just want to say,
How does it feel?
I actually went to the house. The Christmas Story house. Has anyone else ever been to the Christmas Story house?
Actually, Sergio, I was in Cleveland not too long ago with my friend Sergio, and we went to the house.
So I guess there's another shared story that Tony and I can talk about because
Awesome.
not only did we get to go to the house together, but we took pictures at the house. I don't know. Does anyone know that like that house? If anyone's listening and they're thinking about, oh, what's a good reason to go check out Cleveland? Yeah, there's, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's cool and all.
The absolutely awesome bar scene.
The
if we're
bar
gonna get into
scene,
it.
yeah, the flats, the
Yeah.
revived
the
flats.
Great Lakes Brewery.
Yeah.
House-made pretzels
Yeah.
everywhere, craft cocktails, everyone's making
Yeah,
beer.
yeah. But I'd say
Cleveland's
that
pretty
the biggest
Cleveland rocks.
the biggest gem about going to Cleveland is the
was
Christmas Story house.
It was so cool.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. Well,
Do they
that
still have
movie-
the leg lamp in the window there?
Oh,
Dude.
God, no!
Or does
They,
somebody live there?
you could go there. You could buy across the street from the house is a Christmas Story shop.
Museum.
Yeah.
Where they sell miniature Christmas Story lamps, full-size Christmas Story lamps.
Red Ryder BB gun.
Red Ryder, like you name it, they
Dude.
got it. They've got pictures from like on set.
Dude,
and all
they've
that.
got the costumes, everything. They've got, they had like 5 or 6 original Red Riders. They have one that they used on set. They got all sorts of cool
Like
stuff.
for sale, they have it?
No, it's on display.
Yeah, because it's a museum slash
museum.
gift shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So you could get a leg lamp at Walgreens
Okay.
The mini
Year
one.
round?
Not year round.
There you go.
Because I did actually have one
Dude,
for a while.
The people that sell
did
the
have
leg
one.
lamps started making the leg lamps, sent a leg lamp to their son who was in the military
Yeah.
at a base. He got it. Other people in the military, his battalion saw it and they were like, "Dude, that's awesome. Who did that?" "Oh, my family made it, sent it to me for the holidays because it's a big deal." People started requesting it. They started making more, and this family is the ones who make them now. That being said, that son has such an affection towards the house, he started wondering about it.
Yep.
You filled me in on this when we were going there. So
the movie was shot in Cleveland, a small neighborhood just outside of downtown.
Yeah.
So the son actually ended up finding out that which house it was filmed on, and he went and he checked it out. This is like the late mid '90s, early '90s,
well,
and
he didn't check it out first. He found out that it was for sale.
he found out it was for sale.
It was an auction or something
Yeah.
where it was for sale, and
Yeah, and he made bids, but then he found out that it was really run down. It was going to take a lot of money to renovate it, but then he ended up buying it and renovating it. And his main thing was, I'm going to renovate this house to be exactly the way it was when they shot that movie. So he spent
went frame by frame through the movie
Yep.
and renovated it and
Yeah.
restored it to what it was.
Yeah,
and when he
wow.
got there, before he did anything, walls were ripped down. The people that owned it before had not turned it into a garage. They were using it as a garage to rebuild motorcycles, like in the living room.
Yeah.
Like it was completely run down. Actually, the city was about to stamp it with like dilapidated, like a week before, or
Yeah.
a week. The following week, it was going to be dilapidated, and
Right.
they were going to knock it down.
Right.
And he bought it and just revamped it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that's the best part of it is like you can go to you can go to Cleveland and go and take a tour of the original house that has been refurbished to be exactly the way it was when it was like shot during that time.
So cool.
And take a nice little tour. It's pretty cool.
And
It's-
where
it's
you
a pretty
took me in Cleveland was the department store.
The department store,
which is now a
Gi-
casino.
Yeah, it was called Gimbals, I think. Was that what it was
Yeah.
called in the movie? Gimbals, yeah. It's the downtown proper part of
Right.
Cleveland, and yeah. So yeah, go check out Cleveland. It's a fun city. So, and that's my answer. Christmas Story. Watch
wait.
it this Christmas. Oh,
Wait, real quick.
Hold on.
Along with Christmas vacation, I have a personal experience. I had wanted a Red Ryder BB gun for most of my life, and my mom was saying no, 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 and no,
Why?
because I'll shoot my eye out.
Shoot your eye
So eventually, the year I finally get one, I'm probably 12, 13, 14. I don't
Hold on, time out. Are
you
you
have a glass
just
eye?
rehashing like a Christmas story right
No,
now?
no, this
and
is
pretending
legit.
it's your real
This
life?
is legit. I load it up. I get excited. Me and my dad run onto the backyard. There's snow everywhere. We put a target on the garage.
Yeah.
I take my first shot. It ricochets, comes back, and hits me not in the eye, but in the
No.
chest.
You're full of it.
I swear to God. Ask Skip Marino.
And I
hits me in the
single felt-
chest, and we look at each other, and my dad goes, "Don't tell your mom." The first shot I took ricocheted back and hit me, and we were just like,
Oh.
yeah, put it away for the day. You know, I mean, it was done. But, yeah, total Christmas story experience. First shot I took,
Wow.
ricochet back and hit
Hold on,
me.
wait a second. Was that the same year that your mom was cooking a turkey and then the neighborhood dogs ran into the house and then took the turkey off the table and ran out the
Are
door
you
with it?
talking about the thumping sounds?
No, I didn't want to bring this up, but this is like real talk. When I was younger, there was this bully, Scott Vargas.
God sakes, he had green eyes!
Yellow. There were yellow eyes, man.
I'm changing it up for this.
And
I don't want to be total plagiarism.
Man, he picked on me so much. And then there was the one
it JT?
year that JT got his tongue stuck in there. And, it was amazing. It was amazing.
I
There's
never,
so
did,
much
I never
light.
did that because of that movie. I probably would have done that, but if I never saw it. Here's the thing, I don't like that movie.
You
Yeah.
don't?
No, I don't. And I'll tell you
mention
why.
that.
That's
Let's hear it, let's
unfortunate
hear it.
because it's on for 24
I'll tell you
hours.
why.
Here we
I
go.
don't like that it's on.
Here we go.
I'll tell you why, okay? It's too good.
I love your reason right
That
after
is
that. I will
a
admit.
twist angle that you take. All right.
You know, and
Not-
that doesn't mean like it's overrated. I'm being contrarian. No. What that means is it's too fucking human. It's too real. You know what I mean? It's the most real thing I've ever experienced in my life. You know why? Because it gets everything that sucks, that is ugly, that is uncomfortable about childhood perfect. 110%. That movie.
So it makes you uncomfortable when you watch
Yes,
it?
that movie is like when you fall off your bike as a kid and like skin the shit out of your knee and you run home crying. That movie is the uncomfortableness of the sweater that you have to wear to the Christmas party. That movie is getting your door kicked in and yelled at by your parents all at once. Like, it's like you can't watch that movie. The movie's like PTSD for childhood. Like, that's what it is. And the director absolutely knows this. There's no way he doesn't. It's like Calvin and Hobbes in reverse. It's like the satanic version of Calvin and Hobbes. Everything that's great about childhood, even the sucky parts, is great in Calvin and Hobbes. Everything that's just god awful about childhood, every uncomfortable moment is so present in that movie. And then reason number 2 is because I looked just the fuck like Ralphie. Like I had blonde hair, glasses, the exact. I looked exactly like Ralphie.
Okay, so
I got shit for it.
I got to pull up a picture of my friend Chris Wager from his childhood. I bet you guys look like twins.
man.
So to all the listeners, what we're gonna try and do is when we post this podcast on our Facebook page. Just go to Kicker Rock's Facebook page, and we will try to have a picture of JT next to
Next to Ralphie.
next to Ralphie, just for a comparison
I'll
contrast.
find it.
That'll be a fun little thing that we'll add. to the
It's
site.
okay, relax. Have an Ovaltine. That being said, you're up. Man.
Great segue.
What's your holiday movie you love, man?
It's become kind of a trendy thing to say this in recent years, but I stick by it. Die Hard.
Yes,
It's a
I almost
Christmas
picked
movie.
that.
It's no argument
I
there.
love it.
Oh, it's
I could say Gremlins, but I can watch Gremlins at any time.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
Like it doesn't have to be around Christmas. But Die Hard, it's such a Christmas thing now.
Yeah.
In like the past, like I don't know, 10 or 15 years, I'd say. Like it's just the music, like everything is just it's great because I love classic Christmas movies. I love White Christmas. I love a whole bunch of that stuff. I have to watch it all every year. You know, like Holiday Inn, all that stuff. But it's like I have to watch Die Hard because I like fucked up Christmas movies too. Like I like Batman Returns.
Nice.
That's a Christmas movie, even though it's
I was gonna say that.
even though it's macabre and weird. It's just it just adds to it, you know. Nightmare Before Christmas, it's a little too far. It's a little too hot topic for me. But
Keep hitting that Tim
Well, there
Burton
goes
train.
my pick.
Careful.
You bastards. I'll pick another one.
no, I do
Yeah,
like
run
I
with
do
it.
like Nightmare. I just don't. It's not a classic for me personally. But Die Hard, I just love like frame one till the end. It's a perfect action movie and it's a Christmas movie, and that's like you want to see terrorists get shot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And have a Christmas theme, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's great is that it's like, you know, Bruce Willis in that movie, he wasn't like the unstoppable badass he was like in the fourth one or something, which I like too. I like that movie. But like, it's like he was just your average Joe.
He's your everyman.
And the way it was shot, there's something about that movie that was a little less Hollywood and a little more like, it felt kind of real. It had like a...
It was
like
grittier before
Yeah.
gritty was like a thing to go for.
Right, totally.
You know, the
Yeah.
pacing was good, like everything, it just moved, but
Yeah.
you felt like you were in it.
Well, plus they didn't overdo it with the unbelievable things that happen. I mean,
No,
like,
they didn't. Well, okay.
meaning, like him jumping off the roof,
They
using
did.
the fire hose to smash it. Like that was probably the most extreme.
That's
one.
probably as ridiculous as it got, but like...
Exact. That's what I mean. Like
But
that was
what's
the
great
most
about-
ridiculous it
But
got.
what's great about even that moment is that like the sound editing is so perfect when he lands on the window, you know, and you just hear the rumble of
Yeah.
the glass, and at that point his
You got
feet
the
were cut up
thud.
from walking through the
The
glass.
blood splats on
Yeah.
there, like it was. They did it right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like something about it, and like
It's
just
like a glass.
Oh, dude, that scene where he's
Yeah.
that scene where he's talking to
Shoot the
Carl
windows.
Winslow because I can't remember his name on that, but like that scene where he's talking to him and he's pulling the glass out of his feet.
Oh,
where he's
yeah.
oh man, every time I'm like holy
McLean.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. Just like the practical effects, like the blood
Yeah.
capsules and the chosen sound effects they used for the guns were a little more realistic than they were in like something like Indiana Jones or
Yeah.
whatever. A little more pap instead of you know like, and I don't know. It just felt like almost documentary-esque or something. I don't know. It's just like the the atmosphere they presented in that movie. You know,
I mean, it was based on a true story, Jason.
it was based on a book actually.
Really?
I don't know.
That I did not know.
It's so good.
And
so good.
And one of the best film villains I think of all time, Hans Gruber,
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, absolutely.
played by Alan Rickman.
Hans!
That was Alan Rickman's first movie role, by the way.
Was it really?
It was, yeah. Like he was
His
already,
debut
he
was Hans
already
Gruber?
40 or early 40s or whatever when he
That's
started
crazy.
playing.
Is that really his
Hey, that
first
gives
film?
me
Swear to
hope.
God.
That's good. I still got a little time.
Dude, you can be Hans or Morgan. You can just show up late. You're good.
He was like a stage actor or something.
Yeah, he
before
was
that?
always theater. He was classically trained.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was his first actual film.
Yeah.
And he's incredible in it.
Oh.
But you can see that he's got theater chops in that performance.
Oh yeah, totally.
No doubt.
Totally theatrical and over the top and this, that, and the other, but just
He's perfectly the Eurotrash villain, you know.
quintessential European terrorist bad guy.
And I always gotta go like Mr. McLean, Mr. Potter,
Yeah.
Mr. McLean, Mr. Potter.
Oh, he's so
He
good.
just did some TV stuff in
Awesome.
theater before that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's got
That's a
Run,
great-
Run
that's a great
DMC's
tag.
Christmas song on the soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, I was talking about Blues Brothers on the last podcast, and the kid who robs Ray Charles' music shop was Argyle in that movie. Did you know?
Oh,
that?
really? No, I didn't know that. Because Argyle's
that's
awesome.
Ray Charles,
Yeah, I
Ray
love
Charles
that
shoots
character.
You know, like
Yeah.
he shoots at him like he's like, I can see it come a mile away or whatever. Like,
I didn't
that little
realize that
kid
was him.
Grew up to be Argyle.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
saw it on like a meme once or something. I checked it out. I was like, oh my god.
That's great.
Yeah.
Argyle.
So yeah, Die Hard's awesome. It's just I don't know, like
Dude, it's
even when they
it's-
open the safe, you know, there's like triumphant Christmas music playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just never stops reminding you that that's
Dude, there's always little. Yeah, you're right. The sound design's really good because there's always little jingles here and there.
Yeah.
Of Christmas things.
They're
Even
totally- yeah.
it's almost. So it's probably the last 15 minutes before the showdown, where he looks over and sees like the wrapping tape and like the Christmas labels, and you hear a little Christmas song and
Yeah.
jingle before he tapes the Beretta to his
Right.
back.
With, like,
you know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, how cool
three
is
jump
this?
cuts, yeah.
Yeah, how cool are you?
And of course Hans falling out. I don't know who was responsible for that special effects shot, but it's so convincing when he falls out of the roof. You know, and that slow motion shot of him, glass, you know, like falling off when
I feel like
he lets go of Holly's watch.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's really happening. I don't
see,
know.
I feel like now it doesn't hold up.
Really?
Yeah. I watched it about 6 months ago. I feel like now it doesn't hold up, and maybe it's just because we're so used to like better effects now or something.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a watch again and take a look at it.
You should go to the cabin that
But they
Bill
cut-
stayed
they
at
cut right
and
to
like
it
watch
and
it
watch
on
some
VHS
VHS.
and Glorious 4-3. I bet you it looks pretty real.
Well, it's that it is that
Did you
it
watch
is
it
that,
on like Blu-ray or something? I don't know.
I don't know what I watched it the last time it was on. It was probably on TV or on
Yeah,
cable
yeah.
when I caught it. But like, that happens. But then they have the cut to the wide of them following. Oh God! And the chief of police who's just totally lost the entire time. What does he say after he
Classic.
falls? Oh, I hope that wasn't or I hope it was a terrorist, or I hope that wasn't a hostage.
Yeah.
After he falls, like. There's those little fun bits in there too. It's such a fun movie.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's a fun action movie. It's a fun action Christmas movie.
Totally.
Oh, when he walks past the naked Playboy centerfold,
Yeah.
girls, he comes back again. It's just like that's so fun and stupid. It's just great. Takagi, rest in peace, bud.
Yeah. Right.
Awesome.
Die Hard's a good movie.
That hurts. Great.
There's-
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, right?
Yippee-ki-yay.
Okay.
Not trying to convince anybody
Oh,
here.
dude, man, yippee ki mother effer! Please, if you guys get a chance, you could probably just YouTube it. The first time I saw part 2, which is my least favorite of all.
Oh God, did you see 5 though?
Yeah, but
Oh.
still, yeah,
Oh.
bad. But I can't stand part 2. But
I don't like
the
2 either.
scene at the end of 2 where he lights the jet fuel. where he's supposed to say yippee-ki-yay, mother effer, but the TV edit, it's like yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Yeah,
like,
Mr.
it's so bad.
Hey, they
bad.
actually make a T-shirt of that. My brother-in-law has it. Says,
Mr. Falcon?
Mr. Falcon.
Oh, I'm so mad I didn't
it's
come
so
up with
bad
that.
it's
It's
become like
so
a thing.
bad,
Like,
and it's hilarious.
There's like what I watched Die Hard 3, which is my second favorite, on
Yeah,
TV
mine
once,
too.
and it was like they had Samuel L. Jackson say, "You racist melon farmer." Melon farmer.
Come on, they took away like
Dude.
Samuel L's trademark.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker, come on.
Dude,
Oh, and the sign-
Jeremy
and the
Irons,
sign-
man.
When
What a
he
great
said Harlem,
villain.
the sign said, "I hate everyone."
Oh yeah, I saw that. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, how are they going to do this on network? Oh, I hate everyone. Okay.
Nice.
Bill?
All right,
Bill.
all right. I'm up. I was gonna say Nightmare Before Christmas, but no, I wasn't gonna say that one. But I will give it a shout out actually, really quick, because I dig both Tim Burton and Disney and the animation. I think at the time when that came out, that animation was awesome looking, and it is a great story. That I think transcends a children's story. It's about, at its core, as silly as it is and everything, it's about how, you don't have to confine yourself to being what people think you are, right? You can grow and be something else. And it also has the spirit of Christmas going at the same time. So that's why I want to shout out for Nightmare Before Christmas. But, what? Go ahead.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
I've watched bits and pieces here and there. I've never watched it as a whole.
We can't
Wow.
be friends.
I've
That's
just-
okay. That's not my pick. That's okay.
I'm a
It
Tim
is.
Burton fan.
Yeah.
I love skulls and darkness and brooding and things that are a little
Yeah,
different.
I
and
like the macabre,
but
yeah.
I've just never. I think it's one of those windows that I missed, and then everyone blew it up.
Yeah.
and I was like, I immediately thought I was going to be let down.
There you go.
Because everybody blew it up. It's Sixth Sense for me. It was ruined because everyone blew it up into
That's
this
okay.
thing that it wasn't.
But going
Sorry.
no worries.
That's
But going
it.
along with that macabre and going along with Tim Burton, I'm going to pick Scrooged. As my favorite.
Oh, you
So
son of a bitch!
Good
Nice call.
choice.
Bill Murray at one of his finest, I think.
One of his most manic.
Yes, at his most manic. Bill Murray's phenomenal movie.
Bobcat?
Yeah, Bobcat. I love how Tim Burton turns the Christmas Carol story kind of on its head, and
Tim Burton directed?
I was just about
Yeah.
to say, you just boggled my mind. Tim Burton did that?
I'm almost positive. Am I wrong?
We might have to check this. I don't think
Maybe
so.
it's not Burton. It's Danny Elfman doing the music though, so it's usually Burton and Elfman. I might be wrong. I'm
Don't
probably wrong.
backpedal the statement
we
by
gotta
trying to
edit
throw
this
in
then.
Danny
We gotta edit
Elfman.
No, this
It is.
stays.
No, we're looking.
I thought it was Burton. It's Richard
There.
Donner.
That makes more sense.
We're
Yeah.
going back.
Nope, it stays.
There is nothing
Bill
about that movie
screwed
that
up.
says Tim Burton. Like Tim
I thought it
Burton
was Tim
puts his
Burton.
like staple into it. Like his look, his whatever.
Yeah.
His like even the
I will hit
character.
stop on the podcast right now. We're gonna edit that
Let's
out.
start over. So
All right.
Bill,
So, Bill, what's your pick?
So you're not going to do Nightmare Before
No,
Christmas?
so I'm gonna go, but again with the macabre, I'm gonna go with Scrooged, which is you guys know Scrooged, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
good.
not
you?
familiar with this.
That was directed
Yeah, I
by.
do apparently. I do
That's,
apparently.
that's Richard Donner, right?
It was Richard Donner.
Okay.
You know, I would have thought Tim Burton. I would have thought Tim Burton.
No, he wouldn't
I
do
was
that.
way
He would have
wrong.
had his classic stamp on it.
Okay, I was wrong. I apologize. Does Danny Elfman do the movie? Do the music at least in that movie? Tell me that at least.
Calm down.
At least tell me that. Maybe I'm right on that. Doesn't matter. I love Scrooged. That's the point.
Should we just start over? Should we
No, we're not
We're
starting
doing like
over.
Go
Brett's
on.
voice.
We're doing Tim Burton.
yes, Danny Elfman is the composer.
All right, so Danny Elfman. Okay, fine. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. I apologize.
Yeah, that's it.
To Richard Donner, but
And
great
Oingo
job.
Boingo.
Great job. Sorry. Richard Donner turned the Christmas Carol story on its head, I should have said, with Scrooge. I love it. I think it's a great retelling of the story. I think it puts it in modern times at that time where, he's a television executive, right? His last name is Cross, which is awesome. I still love the the picture like in his bathroom or something in his office, and it says cross. The definition is something you nail someone to, or whatever. It's just like there's so many.
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
There's
That's
so many
awesome.
dark images in the film, and it's a great comedic. I think in a lot of ways, dark comedy retelling of that story, and it still holds up. Still makes me laugh. And at the end, at its heart, it's actually a great. It kind of harkens to It's a Wonderful Life, where it's this great, realizing what you had and what you, kind of gave up because you wanted this other life, and realizing that money isn't everything, and that, in the true spirit of Christmas and everything.
It's
Yeah,
true.
JT? What's up?
You know why I'm laughing is because you're totally right, but the way Bill Murray plays the character, even at the end when he learns his lesson,
He does.
is so fucking insincere.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Merry Christmas to everybody, or something.
Yeah,
It's just like,
yeah.
you don't believe him.
There's a rule that says,
because he's
it
Bill
says,
Murray.
I have to kiss this girl because there's mistletoe.
So it's like, it's in the script, but this movie is so batshit that like
Yeah.
it's almost like sarcastic when he learns his lesson,
Yeah, it's not too late. It isn't me. Whatever, yeah. He does go crazy at the end. But yeah, Scrooge definitely up there for me as favorite holiday movie.
Favorite character?
I really butchered this by
No,
saying
it's
it
all
was
right.
Tim Burton.
Favorite character? I'm curious.
I'm embarrassed to know.
Because I had to,
That's okay.
I had to look up names, but favorite character in Scrooge?
Outside of Bill Murray's character.
Yeah, is he your favorite?
Yeah, Bill Murray.
No, I don't know. I mean, Bobcat Goldthwait's really good.
He's great.
Favorite. Trying to think of the
Oh, I know who
the
mine
cabbie is a good bit role.
Tracy Ullman.
is. Carol Kane.
Carol Kane goes to Christmas
She's-
present.
Yes!
Oh, where she
Oh
turned
my
around.
god! She like wants to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
I thought it was Tracy Ullman. No, I'm confused.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, Carol Kane in that. Oh,
She's
god.
great in it.
She's
okay.
great in it.
Thinking
Sorry.
Carol Kane is Tracy Ullman.
Hey, do me a favor.
not
Don't
as
take
bad
a
as
deep breath and go,
thinking
oh,
Burton is
God.
Richard
It's
Donner.
weird.
No.
It's weird. It's weird for everyone.
I was thinking
Nope,
of a
nope,
tree
nope.
in,
Don't do it.
Robin
You'll
Hood.
regret this.
Right.
I'll admit.
I-
Are you saying that she's not she's kind of attractive in this one? She's kind of attractive in this one. Carol Kane, she looks great in this movie. No,
She does,
no,
yeah.
Come on, she's awesome.
It's because she's all corseted up.
I don't remember.
No, dude. I even loved her in
remember
Taxi. Do you remember her in
Yeah,
Taxi?
she's great in Taxi.
As oh man, what's the actor's name in Taxi?
Danny DeVito,
No,
Christopher Lloyd.
no.
No.
Andy
Are you talking about
Kaufman.
Taxi?
Andy
TV
Kaufman's
show? All right.
character
Ooh,
in that.
have you
He
seen-
plays she plays the significant other of Andy Kaufman in Taxi. Hilarious characters, just awesome. She's a great comedic actress. We'll just leave it at that.
Michael Pollard, who played Herman, he froze. He was
Oh,
fine, but
yeah.
He's
Oh,
excellent.
God.
He's really good too. I'm
Tony,
just going
thank
for
you
this.
for taking it away from me.
Yeah, I wanted to get it off of that. Robert
Yeah, that
Mitchum's
was
got
going
a
in
small
the
part.
work
Do
direction.
you guys, okay, do you guys remember? It's almost like not to go back to Die Hard, but there's this Die Hard-esque movie that they're reviewing. Oh, it's like mid or beginning of the movie where they're like, it's Santa Claus. He gives this guy a machine gun. It's whatever they're supposed to be playing on whatever network they work for. There's a fake trailer for it or
Yeah.
commercial for it. Snowmobiles and machine guns. Do you guys remember this? It's in Scrooged.
Yeah, it's in the beginning.
What's
of
it called? Oh, we can cut this. I just need to know what it is.
I don't know.
Wait, what was the question?
I always thought it was the coolest thing, and I wanted that movie to happen. I wanted that to happen for real.
I hate sometimes when you see a fake trailer and you.
It's thanks. Dude,
Oh, I know. What
It's cool.
Uh,
All right.
I know that we discussed are we gonna just favorites and least favorites and whatnot, but I do want to give a couple two quick shout outs to two other favorites. I mentioned this when we first talked about the idea of doing this podcast, and you guys told me to save it for the podcast. Home Alone, which I loved growing up, but then I was so I distanced myself from it for a while, and then last year I feel like it was on a lot, and I got to watch it more often, and I just realized how much I actually love that movie.
I do love that movie.
It's just a great Christmas movie.
I need
That
to
is
watch it
another-
again.
And I have a feeling
That's
that
another Tim Burton one that I just love.
well, actually, I was waiting for Tony to tell us about the time his family left him at home on Christmas.
There was one time my family went out of town.
I gotta tell you, it was iconic.
I've only got those
The
two.
Wet Bandits came,
I've only got
guys.
those two correlations. Okay, so I haven't watched Home Alone in a long time.
It's so
and it just
great.
I'm gonna give it a go this year, but it just hasn't been one of my favorites. It's been like whatever. So yeah. So your honorable mention is Home Alone.
Yeah, and I know we were discussing maybe doing least favorites too. I just wanted to mention that.
Sure.
Get it out there. That and like the kind of like modern, like new favorite for everyone that's now on all the time every year's Elf.
Oh, Elf
That's a
is
good
yeah,
one.
it's
I
true.
think
like
Elf
that.
is like one
Elf's
of the
fun.
best
Elf's fun.
newer Christmas movies made.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
I think it holds
Agreed.
up. It's the reason for my first dance song, Pennies from Heaven. My wife loves the movie, loves the song. That's why we went with Pennies from Heaven. Plus, it's Lou Prima, so I was a fan of that.
Yeah.
But like, I crack up every time I watch it. There's just that dumb, stupid Will Ferrell humor that I love.
Oh yeah.
It's John Favreau directed it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Good one.
But yeah, it's great, and that's kind of taken over as the one that's on like
Yeah.
all the time. now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think USA Network will probably air it like 57 times.
It's saved on our
between now and
DVR
Christmas.
to watch it in
So-
the next month, so it's ready to go.
Nice.
Tony,
But I just
honorable
felt like I
mention?
wanted to mention those two. I don't know if we want to go back to the least favorites or just go
I
on.
think we're just going
Honorable
down to
mention.
mention.
Roll.
Negative.
How do you hate a holiday?
Right,
Really?
That's what I was trying to
My
say.
honorable
you're right.
mention was gonna be Elf. So can Sergio go? And I'm gonna try to come up with something real quick.
yeah.
Oh,
Please.
sorry.
Oh,
no,
man.
it's all right. You took two.
I did.
So
Well,
Took
right
time
off the
the
bat,
last
you
one.
took "It's a Wonderful Life" from me,
That's-
so I had to go
that's-
for my
that's gone and done. Let's
second.
Revenge is sweet.
Look, guys, let's be
And
real. There's
now-
only like 10 Christmas movies.
That is
Oh, I'll
true.
take it. It's a White Christmas. I know someone's gonna throw it out
White
there.
Christmas?
We talked about that. White Christmas.
Oh, that was
It's
mine.
definitely White Christmas.
Except the beatnik scene.
yeah.
I always fast forward that part.
What's the meaning? What, the Mr. Bones one?
Yeah, when they're
Yeah.
all dressed in, flat caps and,
Okay.
and like stripes and doing stupid shit.
That's a great.
Yeah.
You're right, though,
Just-
Tom. That's a great movie. I love that movie.
Him and Danny. Wait.
Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye.
Bing Crosby.
dude.
Oh, man.
And Bing Crosby, we
Which is
found out
mentioned
later
in
he was a real.
Christmas Vacation.
He was a real piece of crap to some of his family and things.
bunch of ass.
But that's just one of those ones that you watch. That reminds me of home. You know what I mean? That reminds me of like being a kid at home watching Christmas movies with my
Dude, it's like a
parents.
pop song as a movie. You know what I mean? Where it's like you hear like a really catchy song and you're just like this is so cheesy and so just like go for it over the top and it
But
but
you
it doesn't
still-
bug you. But
yeah.
it doesn't bug you.
You-
It's like,
you accept it.
Great, yeah. Because it's so well made, you know.
Dreaming.
Oh. The first time they sang that song was actually Holiday Inn.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
It's another good one. Yeah, there's some weird shit
Yeah,
stuff in
the
there.
blackface.
Yeah, not a fan. Yeah,
Don't like that.
No, it's no good. All right, so I'll take White Christmas for my honorable mention.
Excellent. Good call. Serge.
I'm taking a weird route here. I'm gonna say nothing because like everything that I love
I'm
was
gonna say
mentioned.
nothing.
Because like "It's a Wonderful Life,"
There you go.
Christmas Vacation. I mean, we talked about it, but here's the thing: I'm gonna go the route that we didn't want to, or we were gonna go, then decide not to go. But the two movies that I refuse to watch during the holidays,
Oh, all right.
and you guys might get a little angry at me
Jack
because
Frost.
no, it's Miracle on 34th Street and White Christmas. I do not like either one of those.
You don't like
really?
Miracle on 34th Street?
I do not like either one of those, and if they're on,
The
I
original
will
or
I
the
will
remake?
turn it off. Both of them, the originals.
Why White Christmas? I'm curious.
Well, here's the thing. I've got a thing about musicals in general. I don't really care for them for the most part. There's only one musical that I will ever say that I really like, and it's Singing in the Rain, because it's hilarious in the fact that it jokes about
Did
the
you just
era.
mispronounce Newsies?
No, I said Singing in the Rain.
Did you forget about our musical?
Because Newsies
Well-
is fucking awesome.
Well played.
Sorry, keep going.
Well played. Yeah, Singing in the Rain is the only musical that I can say that I enjoy watching because it's about the advent of sound in movies. But like, yeah, I'm sorry guys, White Christmas doesn't do it for me. I will turn that off and like go in the other room and
No,
figure out
that's
something
all
else to
right.
do.
To each their own.
And then same thing with Miracle on 34th Street. Like, I don't get into it. So
White Christmas, I'm not gonna lie, it's devoid of substance. There's nothing in there, but
Yeah.
it's fucking great. I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's just
I'm not
the
gonna like.
songs and everything are just I just love
This
it.
is all me. I'm not gonna try and change somebody's mind, but that's just my opinion. So, yeah.
Alright.
Sorry for turning it on a downer. Wow, I
No,
just
dude,
really
that's cool,
brought
bro.
it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street though, I don't know. Like it's I'm not gonna fight you on that one because it's like if you've seen it once or twice, I feel like you don't have to watch it again. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's just
don't
me.
need to see that
There's
at
like
all
3 or
during the
4
holidays.
versions of it.
But like the old school early version, like the one that
original.
the original that's famous, like I don't need to see that again. I do not need to see that in any holiday. Like I need to watch Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life, like all those movies, Christmas Story, like everything we mentioned today. I have to see those. Like it's on my agenda. They're on my planner. I'm gonna sit there and watch them. Those 2 movies I just mentioned, no, I don't need to watch them.
Yeah.
So
All right, here's my honorable mention. It's not a movie. It's a TV show. This is my go-to TV episode, Christmas episode, and that's Batman the Animated Series Holiday Nights.
oh, that's
It's
that's,
three mini Batman stories in
Yeah, they
half
do
an
like
hour.
vignettes in that.
Yeah,
episode.
or 23 minutes or
It's a
whatever it is.
very good
Oh,
one.
that's
It's
awesome.
great.
Brought that
The
up.
first story is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy kidnap Bruce Wayne, and Poison Ivy kisses him. She's under his spell, so now he's like mind controlled and has to do what they want. So they use his credit cards and they take him out in the town to make him Christmas shop for them. And then like and then like Harley Quinn puts on Poison Ivy's lipstick. She's probably immune. I already went through that plot hole in my head.
Sure.
As she went up to him and was like, "Give me some sugar, baby," and like he falls purposely through a elevator shaft, because it starts starting to wear off, And then my favorite part of the whole episode, she's like, they both run up to it like, "Oh my god, we killed him," and she's like, "Oh well, we were gonna do that anyway. We got his credit cards. What's to worry?" So he fights them and wins. The second one was Batgirl Christmas shopping for Jim Gordon, and a bunch of little thieves were running around stealing stuff in the store, and you find out they're Clayface, who's like a Batman villain who can shapeshift and split himself apart into other beings. And the 4 of them merge together to Clayface, and there's a small fight. And then the third one is like a New Year's. It's like closing it out with a New Year's thing, and it's like the Joker and his goons, who look like the Three Stooges, like make a sonic disruptor or something that like when the New Year's bell goes off, it's gonna like shatter everybody's eardrums or whatever, and like kill everybody like within earshot of like the New Year's thing. Gets in a fight with Batman. Joker shoots him in the arm. This was actually a violent cartoon.
You don't say.
With the actual gun too, not a laser gun. That's what I loved about that show. But it's like the Batman throws something at the thing, it explodes, the whole bell drops on the Joker and like smashes his arm, and he's just like, ouch. So it's like a giant bell at the New Year's thing like falls down, and then great moment at the end of the episode, Batman and Commissioner Gordon meet up for their annual New Year's coffee at like a cafe. And the guy's like shoving out drunks into the street that are like Christmas caroling or something, and then Batman walks in with a cast from being shot, and he's like,
Is he Batman?
yeah, he's as Batman, yeah.
Okay.
So he's sitting there having a cup of Joe.
It's just funny to picture him casted at a drinking coffee in his suit.
It is sitting down at the table and
It's
everything.
it's a Batcast.
It's a back. He's sitting down at the table with Jim Gordon, Commissioner, and he's like, like they cheers to a Happy New Year or whatever. He turns around, he's like, "Hey, can I get some of that pie to go?" And he turns around, Batman's gone, and there's like money on the table. And he's like, "One of these years, I'm gonna beat him to the check," and then that's it. Like, it's a great,
Oh, that's
great
fun.
episode.
Nice.
You get 3 stories in one episode. They're all Christmas themed. It's great.
When you
That's
said
pretty
TV
cool.
show, I was really hoping you were going to say Charlie Brown Christmas.
No.
That's my. That's
Which made me think like I didn't
That's
even.
one of my favorite tunes when anyone said.
Charlie Brown. Great pumpkin.
I like that
Brown,
video
Charlie
of
Brown.
Brady.
But I am glad you brought it
Love
to
him.
like TV show level because I wasn't even thinking from that perspective. And you're right. Like we should have.
There's a lot of classic
Yeah.
ones like
Yeah.
you got Rudolph, right?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
told to know in
Frosty,
certain
right?
terms by our PA, Mr. Zika, that he hates those claymation
Oh, sure, yeah.
animatronic, like what the stop motion.
What? He doesn't like the California raisins? Is that what you're
No,
telling
he
me?
hates the Rudolph and the Frosty ones or whatever.
I kind of
So give him a little nod there.
Bill, what's yours?
Yeah.
My honorable mention is
Or hate.
no, I don't hate it. It's a classic one. It's one that from the childhood. Another one that was on all the time during that time of year. I think it still is. It's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. A little animated
one.
one, of course, short and sweet, to the point. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, of course, a classic story by Mark Twain.
We're just going to misquote everything from now on.
Just absolutely beautiful
Classic
story.
Twain.
Yes. Classic Twainism, you know.
Dude, classic MT.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
killing
They
it.
adapted it into a movie with Carl Urban.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, a great one. And I remember, reading that story growing up, and even to this day, my wife, who's a teacher, I've gone in a couple of times for the holiday season. I've read that to the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Out loud.
That's
It's a fun one to read out loud. Any Mark Twain story is, as we know. Dr. Seuss for those who maybe tuned in late and didn't get the joke. This one I do know. That's that's it. I think that's a good one. I don't know if anybody has anything else to add about the Grinch.
Yeah,
but
but
I love that one.
Serge?
No, go for it. I wasn't going to say anything.
Just never been a big fan of anything Grinch related. Not that I don't like it or that I love it. I've just never had any feeling towards it at all. Like, I've seen it and never really saw it again.
I don't think I've ever seen the movie.
Which is the
live
Jim
action
Carrey
Jim
one?
Carrey?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey one?
I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen the original.
But the
The animated one?
animated
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I will give all credit in the world to the animated one.
I mean, that song, come on. I mean, you gotta love that song. Everyone knows that, right? You're a mean one,
Oh,
Mr.
this-
Grinch.
I thought you were talking about the one when they're like around the tree at the end.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're saying words that none of us really know.
Right.
Dory.
I don't know what that is. And they eat something called a roast beast, which I don't know. I guess it's served extra rare, apparently. Who knows?
Tartar.
I just picture it
Tarts
tasting like kind of like a pinkish slice of beef.
It's probably spam. But, anyway, it was a pleasure, guys. As always, one more time, just how we started, and to everybody listening, happy holiday.
Happy holidays.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Holy shit!
You're
Where's the
and
Tylenol?
vile
There you go.
and cruel.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
As a kicker rocking, running, and I'm
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Two Drink Minimum. Thank you so much again for joining us, for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it. Tim Burton, Richard Donner. Tim Burton, Richard Donner. I think I got it down now. I certainly didn't have it down that night, and for a self-proclaimed movie buff, you can't make that mistake in front of your friends who also happen to write comedy with you. You're going to get slaughtered for that, and they did a good job of that, and I deserved every bit of it. But it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs, and we hope you did too. If you want to reach out to us, get back to us, give us some feedback about the podcast, you can do that by emailing us at podcast@kickarock.com. That's podcast@kickarock.com. Some things to look out for in the near future. We got a holiday sketch coming at you here soon in the coming weeks. And we're also going to have our famous blooper reel on New Year's. So look for that on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. You'll see our blooper reel from this lovely year of 2017. That's going to do it for now. Our next podcast up is going to be a Stranger Things podcast. So subscribe, download, listen. Thank you so much again for joining. This has been Two Drink Minimum, where we've been drinking, thinking, and talking shop. Cheers, everybody.